This is Mad Dog 2001, and yeah, I'm back. Uh, basically, want to point out a Bronco free agent signing recently of Ty Law, and I am definitely grateful for this move. Denver secondary, except for this year, we've been pretty good, but lately, in the past couple of years, we've obviously have struggled. I mean, going back all the way till 2004 or even 2003 when we were in the playoffs against the Colts. It was a big reason why we traded Clinton Portis to get Champ Bailey. Uh, that'll save for another video some other day. But after we got Bailey, we got that one shutdown corner, but we always struggled against the number 2 wide receiver. And we thought we had one with Darren Williams, and Darren Williams was going to be that guy until he got shot. God bless his soul. But he ends up getting shot, and we lost a corner. I know it may sound insensitive, but we're looking at a business or a team, I guess. And then with this season with Goodman, has done a very good job, and I think Ty Law adds another added bonus with him, Dawkins, Champ Bailey. You have all those veterans defensive backs on your team, and some people say, well, this is not a good future move. Well, it's not supposed to be. We're going for the whole thing this year. This isn't one of these things where it's like, yeah, we're looking out for the future. That's why we got, that's what the draft's for. And, but yeah, anyways. So yeah, looking really forward to see how Ty Law, I've always been a big fan of, especially in the New England years, because first of all, I hate the Colts. Those that know me, those that watch my videos, know I hate the Colts and hate Peyton Manning. So when little bitchy Marvin Harrison starts complaining about, oh, Ty Law is always knocking me to the ground, they enforce this 5-yard penalty bullshit rule. So now the defensive backs can't even breathe on the wide receivers at all without even get a 15-yard flag penalty. That always angered me. But with Ty Law in Denver, that I don't know what point I'm trying to make here. I'm just saying I'm really excited for Ty Law. First of all, I'm like I said, huge fan of Ty Law. Uh, him as especially with his Patriot years. Patriots probably my second or third favorite team if I had a team. Second favorite, just because they always beat the Colts, or at least in the past have always beaten the Colts. So you kind of gain respect for teams like that. Another thing I want to touch on with Denver is Kyle Orton, and this guy has been phenomenal this year. I've never really made an official opinion about him. I said he was decent, but he wasn't a Cutler. But I will go on record and say that him in this system is just awesome because, like I said, he's not going to be one of those guys that's going to bring you from behind when you're down by 20 points and win you the game. First of all, if you're down by 20, you should lose to begin with. But with Kyle Orton, he doesn't turn the ball over, and that's a added bonus, something Cutler always had problems with. And even Plummer, back when he was a Bronco, always had problems with turning the ball over, except for that 2006 season, which was a good year, Plummer. But, Orton, he's only had one interception, and it's pretty much a bullshit interception because he threw it a Hail Mary play at the end of the half. So really, if you look at it this way, he hasn't thrown an interception this year, at least a legit interception. So Orton doesn't turn the ball over. Denver doesn't even really turn the ball over, except for last week against Baltimore. Keyshawn Marino, fumbled it, but that happens. So yeah, Orton, I'm really liking what he's doing this year. I think he's going to give our team a fighting chance for the playoffs. Obviously, people are saying playoffs, dude. They're in. They're 6-1, and they have a 3.5 game lead or 3-game lead in the division. It's locked. But you guys, especially Bronco fans, know that Denver is known for collapses. They talk about last year being one of the biggest collapses ever. What about 2002? People forget about that year. Remember Brian Greasy, guys? When we had a 6-1 start and then finished up 9-7 on the year, and miss the playoffs off of a tiebreaker. I mean, that's the stuff you have to start thinking about. You remember the years where we started out like 8-2, 8-3, and finished the year 10-6. I mean, that's not supposed to happen. Uh, I got Denver finishing this year at like 10-6, and if they finish 10-6, that is obviously a not something to be proud of, especially for Bronco fans, because we know what that means. We're 6-1 right now. We should be fighting for that home field advantage, and I'm really hoping we don't see another collapse. I think with this defense, it's really helping us. But they were on the field for the majority of the game last week, and I thought, looked very good for the time they've been on the field. You allow 12 points off of special teams, and then a kickoff return for a touchdown. That's not the defense's fault. They held the team into field goals, especially when No. Sean Marino fumbles the football, and then Baltimore actually moved backwards, which is another team I hate, by the way, is Baltimore. So yeah, Denver should be a playoff team this year. They beat San Diego in San Diego, and I really like that. That shows a lot, because that's a team they always struggle against. And they beat Dallas at home, and they beat New England at home. And New England's a tough team, guys. I mean, a lot of people picked them to win. I don't know if anyone picked them to win the Super Bowl this year. I know they were my pick, because I always pick New England every year, it seems like. Or at least they're always close, except for last year. Who would have thought Tom Brady would have got injured? But yeah, I like Orton at QB. The running back tantrum with Buckhalter and No. Sean, I think, is decent. The running game is kind of irrelevant right now, but decent. And Brandon Marshall, that guy is probably one of the best receivers in the NFL. You guys should go to NFL.com and just watch the pregame show with Denver and Pittsburgh. How they show how if Kyle Orton makes an error, Brandon Marshall, he goes out for the ball. I mean, the guy plays receiver like a defensive back should play defensive back. Looks like he's picking the ball up, especially on plays that he just makes Orton that much better. Eddie Royal, though, really needs to get back into the offense. Javar Gaffney is probably going to be taking your spot, and that's not good. Royal, you were a stud last year. Get back in the system. Javar Gaffney is a decent receiver. Stokely, the miracle man. That one catch just against Cincinnati, ganged him his paycheck for the season, because that, could make or break a season. We don't know yet. Especially because Cincinnati's like a 5-3 team or 5-2 team right now, I think. So yeah, keep that in mind. So Stokely, I like. Whatever happened, Bronco fans, answer me something. Whatever happened to Brandon Lloyd? We signed him, but I haven't even seen him yet. Did they drop him or something, or is he on a practice squad? I remember that guy. He had a lot of hype coming out of college. I was really excited when we signed him, but I was like, I haven't seen him yet. And it seemed I rarely see Daniel Graham even making an impact on the game. Scheffler, though, has had that big game against San Diego, but really, and the running game, I mean, it was really inconsistent in Baltimore the other week. It seems like the only teams we can run on is Cleveland and Oakland, which, yeah, who can't score on those teams. But yeah, but the big story is our defense and how, we don't allow like any points in the fourth quarter, and that's something you really need to look at for the second half at least. If you excluded last week's games, we only allowed 7 points in the fourth quarter, and we came back and won that game. So I mean, whatever. Our team is really good. So yeah, this is Mad Dog 2001. Expect more videos. This is just got a new laptop.